Hi, this is John Turturro, and I'm going to be reading the winner of the Stories Out of School contest. And the winning story is Field Trip by Jennifer Kaplan. It had just started snowing when Heba first noticed the small white feathers growing out of Stella's shoulders. We weren't sure what to do, so we agreed to table it and revisit the situation in the next class. I considered assigning a response journal on the topic, but decided that they had enough to do. Strange things had been happening since Mia had found the one-eyed gray kitten on our way to school one day. She had smuggled it into the building in her backpack, and we fed it bits of beef empanada from the cafeteria and poured cafeteria milk into a bowl I bought in Chinatown with a picture of a carp at the bottom. By the end of the day, we had named it Dervish and agreed that no matter who took him home, they would bring him back each Friday and we would have Dervish parties. We had been throwing these parties now for 3 months, and he was becoming quite used to being the center of attention. The feathers on Stella's shoulders seemed to augur a new era, however. Between that and the snow, it really was a festive day. Before Dervish's arrival, we had been reading Marx. What would it take to convince a whole population to live cooperatively? Was this whole school system we were trapped in a consequence of the commodification of education and a demand for constantly higher forms of production monetized as future college credits and career points to satisfy clamoring parents and superintendents? We all certainly felt exhausted and alienated, we agreed. Maybe it was just the midterms that was bringing us down. Then we were reading Nietzsche, and that really brought out the debates. What's wrong with this so-called slave mentality, Michael asked. Lying and manipulating are legitimate forms of resistance when faced with illegitimate authority based on brute force. But it's better to retain a noble mindset and look at one's enemies with pity and mercy rather than hatred and fear, counted Lucy. Is it better to be a lion or a lamb, a predator or prey? Does it matter? As long as you love that life, no matter the form that it takes. The students tussled for days. In the end, however, we decided that one thing we agree on was that we all preferred to be yes-sayers. And so when Mia arrived with the kitten, we all said yes immediately. Since then, Julia's teeth seems to have grown a little sharper. Erica's hair had taken on a woolly feel, and Michael had these new gray tufts behind his ears and a strange glint in his eyes. I could have sworn Nicola's skin was taking on a golden, scaly quality. And then again, my eyes were always bleary now from grading 9th grade essays. Finally, it was June, and we were reading Virginia Woolf. I had given the students an assignment to try to capture in art or writing the truth about someone or something's beauty. Then we decided that to honor Mrs. Ramsey, we would throw a party. A friend of mine offered his house upstate. So many of these students never got out of the city. Neither had I since I started this job 7 years ago. The towers of a new, classy condo buildings that had grown up around the school like silver birches under a witch's curse were hemming us in, mind and body. The students loved the idea. We'd leave early, take the train up to Hudson, and be back by 5 p.m., all within the parameters of the official school trip plan. And since the trip would fall on a Friday, of course, we could bring Dervish as well. When we arrived at the house, the students were thrilled. A meadow stretched out back, ringed by fir trees on 3 sides and a river on the 4th. All they wanted to do was play. Can we stay here forever? They pleaded. Do we really have to go back and face final exams, another round of dreary reports? Well, how could I say no? At 3 o'clock, we were supposed to head back to the train. Dervish licked his right paw and ran straight into the forest. And yelping and singing with delight, the students unfurled their wings and preened their fur and bolted after him. What could I do but shake out my tail, and follow. The end.